Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for the first of our Euro 2020 quarterfinals. It is Switzerland versus Spain, the first of four over the next 2 days, climaxing with, of course, England playing the Ukraine in Rome. But we're going to find out a lot more about the first semi-final today because it's Switzerland v Spain right now, or rather in 13 minutes. And then we've got Italy versus Belgium at 8 p.m. That will define the first semi-final. And, of course, the Czechs and the Danes tomorrow. Would this just be easier if I showed you our beloved brackets and you can see what is going on? There you go. So, Switzerland, Spain to play either Belgium or Italy. And then tomorrow, Ukraine, England, and Czech Republic, Denmark will tell us who the semi-finals of Euro 2020 are. Let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. We'll get into the teams in just a second. Let me know if you want a shout-out in the chat as well. Come say hello and join us for the next couple of hours. You can see down the bottom there, very pleased that we are partnered as we were in the playoffs back in the championship season with Betfair and Football 365. Give them both a follow, Football 365, for all your news. And we'll give you a few little tidbits from our friends at Betfair as the events unfold today. Right, let's get into the teams for this one. Remember, the Spanish qualifying with a kind of indecisive first two games and then 10 goals in the next two. In my estimations, the Spanish, the most attacking team in the tournament, I would suggest. They've been the only ones really that haven't sat in at any point. Everyone else seems to have done that. And the Swiss heroically getting past the French on the watch-along. God, seems like an eternity ago, given England-Germany was in between it. On penalties, incredible performance by them. There are your teams. In goal for Switzerland, Sommer, who did indeed save that penalty from Kylian Mbappe. So back three again, Elvedi, Akanji and Rodriguez. Remember, Rodriguez had that penalty in normal time to put Switzerland 2-0 up. That left-hand side with Rodriguez and Zuber, so good against the French, wasn't it? Widmer down the right-hand side. In the central midfield, Fröller, no Granit Xhaka. It's Dennis Zakaria in there with Fröller. Xhaka, the only player in these quarterfinals suspended out of any of the four teams. Off the front, Liverpool's Xherdan Shaqiri, Embolo, who was fantastic in the first game, wasn't he, against Wales, and Seferovic seems to have been doing the business ever since. Let me know who your ones to watch are for Switzerland, what you think of that team also. Let's have a look at the Spaniards. Simon, he had a funny old game against the Croats, didn't he? Big mistake, wasn't it, from Simon early on in the game, but got himself back together and played fine. Okay, 5-3 victory in the end. Across the back, Azpilicueta, we know him very well. Laporte, we know him very well. Pau Torres comes in, as does Jordi Alba. So a couple of changes in the back line for the Spanish. The brilliant Sergio Busquets in central midfield with the young pretender Pedri and Koke either side of him. And the much maligned attack in a team that's now scored 10 goals in the last two games, for sure. Morata, maybe silencing some doubters in the last game. Torres was excellent in the second half, wasn't he? Another Manchester City player. Sarabia down the left-hand side. For the Spaniards, let me know what you think of that Spanish team. Who are your ones to watch in there? Here are your benches for the Swiss. Mvogo, Coyle, Latomba, Mbabu, good sub, the right wing-back. Benito, Comer, Scar, Fernandez, Sal, Fashnak, Vargas and Gavranovic.
For the Spanish on the bench, Sanchez, De Gea, Lorente, Gaia, Garcia, the other Lorente, Auzathoth, Alcantara, Thiago, whatever you want to call him, Rodri, Olmo, Moreno, and a bit of X factor there, Adama, Trey, Ore. Let me know what you're thinking of those teams. Really quickly, let's just see what our friends over at Betfair have got to say on this one. There are your 90-minute odds. Switzerland, really outsiders here. 5-1 for the Swiss, 29-10 on the draw. The Spanish favourites at 90 minutes at 13-20. But to qualify overall, 7-2 on. The Spaniards are hot favourites there. 5-2, the Swiss outsiders. Plenty more bets and opportunities there over on Betfair. You can also use the Bet Builder facility that we've used before. As ever, be gamble aware. Please gamble responsibly. Let's have a look at your reaction to all the teams. Welcome along, Davey, who's in the pub. Nice to see. Mr. E, Leeds 2020. Welcome. SJ, welcome. Jake, who else are we saying hello into the chat here? Alistair, welcome, as we see the officials and Zed and Shaqiri at the front of the line there for the Swiss. Looks very relaxed. Welcome, Zirak, Mr. Radio Floyd. 2-0 Spain, says the Rebel. Welcome along, Liam. What else are we saying? There we go. Football 365. We've entered the modern era. There's our friends at Football 365 in the chat. Go and give Football 365 a follow and go and check out the website for some brilliant writing on the Euros. Welcome along, Jack, who's back in the Swiss. There you go. Head over to Betfair and you'll do all right on that. Jay, Spain will win, but just in case England make the final, I'll be hoping the Swiss knock out another big team. Indeed, Spain so attacking, got to go for them, Mr. Radio Throw. Welcome along, Gaza. Love Snoopy. There you go. Thank you. Brilliant stuff. Welcome along, Peter, as well. The players are coming out in St. Petersburg. There should be plenty going on Twitter today as well. So we're going to be receiving tweets and the like from our friends at Betfair Exchange and Football 365, so you can see what's going on over there in a very odd way and probably with some delay. I can press a button here that may send the universe into meltdown, and you'll see what's going on over on Twitter. Let's do that. There we go. And there I am in a parallel vortex or whatever. Anyway, I can't quite get my head around the implications of all of this. So we'll keep off Twitter and broadcasting at the same time. It is the Swiss versus the Spaniards. Predictions in now. Go. Please fill the chat up with your predictions in this one as we start to sing. Well, not me personally, because I can't speak Spanish, but the Spanish national anthem. The Spanish players just getting ready for this one. There is Luis Enrique. Must be a long intro because nobody's singing anything at the moment. Get your predictions in for Spain versus Switzerland today in our first Euro 2020 quarter final. Let's see what you're saying in here. 3-1 Spain, 4-0 Spain, 2-1 Spain. Extra time, Liam. Oh dear, you know my feelings on extra time. What a nuisance it brings. Got some Lindt chocolates, so supporting the Swiss. Very nice too. 2-1 Spain, 2-2. Oh, Jake's going for extra time as well. Remember, we are doing 2 watch-alongs today. So we could do without extra time, frankly, because I like a gap. But what are you going to do? The Belgians and the Italians. One of the big boys is going tonight for sure, aren't they? Belgium and Italy, discussing this earlier, how Belgium is, on the back of this golden generation, now considered a big boy. And, well, one of them will be going today in that game, Belgium versus Italy. Right, here comes the Swiss national anthem. A few more predictions here. 2-1 Switzerland, 6-2 Spain, goodness me. 2-1 Switzerland, 3-2 Switzerland after extra time. I mean, the Swiss did it in extra time against the French on that ridiculous Monday of football where we got 2 3-3 draws and 2 injury time equalisers, didn't they? Swiss looking nicely hyped up. Xherdan Shaqiri looks like he's filling the captain's role in the absence of Granit Xhaka, who was so good in the game against France. Wasn't he? Belgium, Italy is going to be mouthwatering. Looking forward to it. Let's see what these two have got in store for us. Both had 3-3 draws in their knockout games, didn't they? 2-0 Spain. And here we go. There's a very niche and bespoke prediction there from Zirac, including a couple of stoppage time goals. Very nice too. Xhaka will be missed. I suspect he will. Look like the captaincy role and hyping everybody up was falling to Xherdan Shaqiri, who did really well actually in their last group game. It was against Turkey, but the Turks were terrible, weren't they, in this tournament? Deary me. 1-0 Switzerland, says Plucky. Right. We are on our last ad break on ITV. Let's get ourselves set and make sure my TV's right on it. There we go. And here comes our first quarter final. Remember, we watched 23 group games on the channel, 8 round of 16 games on the channel. So that's 31 in total. This is game number 32. Unbelievable here. And another 4 across the next 2 days. Climaxing, we hope, with Ukraine, England. And what about an England win, hey? Wouldn't that be a fine thing? Anyway, we'll worry about that when it comes to. Check out my preview feature that we did today. That's already up on the channel. Transfer update today as well. Right, players around the centre circle there are your team. Sommer in goal for Switzerland. Back 3, Elvedi, Akanji, Rodriguez. Wing back, Suba, Vidma. Central midfield, Zakira and Frilla. At number 10, Shaqiri. Up top, Seferovic and Bolo. For the Spaniards, Simon in goal. Back 4, Azpilicueta, Laporte, Torres, Alba. Midfield 3, Busquets, Koke, Pedri. Up front, Morata, 9. And either side of him, Torres and Sarabia. We are, by God, ready to go. It is Switzerland versus Spain. We'll knock that into shape and say 0-0. We have kicked off, and it's go in St. Petersburg. And the quarterfinals are off. We'll give you a timestamp after about a minute of this one, assuming no one's mid-attack. Keep your comments coming during the show. We'll share our thoughts. We'll share our hopes and our fears and our insight in how this one is going. Of course, it is Switzerland 0, Spain 0. And the Spaniards have the ball at the back. Been a real possession machine in this tournament. We thought it might be a bit of an outlier, that ludicrous number they brought up against the Swedes, but they have kept hold of the ball frighteningly well. And here they come early on in this one. Sarabia down the left, but just nicked off him by Vidma and cleared. Here comes your 1 minute timestamp. 3, 2, 1, sink. Get yourself lined up. Here come the Swiss, actually. Loads of space for Shaqiri. Shaqiri holds on to it. He was itching to have a shot there. Not the best decision that by Shaqiri. He had so much time, and the shot was telegraphed about 5 seconds before he even hit it. We knew that was going to happen. St. Petersburg, Gazprom Arena. And you may well recognise the referee. Michael Oliver says, my information here looks like him as well. I'm just going to close up. Yet, Switzerland 0, Spain 0. If that timestamp wasn't quite on the money, we'll give you another one at some point. Possession so far with the Spanish, but the first shot of the game went to the Swiss. Let's have a look at your comments here. Much as I think Spain will win, supporting the Swiss. We love an underdog, don't we? New to this channel, do I do Premier League watch-alongs? The odd one for our dearly departed teams, but in the main, we're all across the Championship today, or generally, rather. Get your cat ready. Potential for some pigeon time, we hope so. We hope so indeed. Here is Alba. Alba plays it inside. Spanish already 88% on the possession, so a typical start from Spain in this tournament. I think we've seen most of their games, haven't we, on the channel somewhere. I think I only missed one, actually. Here they come down the right, swung into the box. Bit of a slice by El Vadi. Here comes Summer. Could have caught that, I thought. Double-handed punch. And Busquets recycles the ball for the millionth time in his career. And it's in to the back four. Laporte slides forward. Morata. Nice feet there in the midfield by Coque, I think it was on that side. And the Spanish continue to keep the ball. Torres. Not the easiest one for Busquets, but just knocking it around that triangle of Torres and Garcia and Busquets. Now it's progressed into the midfield. Nice little one out wide. And here they come down the sides for the first time. Ferran Torres. Inside, outside. It's going to go from Coque out to the wing. Swiss completely back in shape here. Busquets. And it goes into central defence and all the way out again to Alba. And, yeah, they're back in shape. And the ball is back on halfway. Try to progress it back forward. Patient to a fault there, Spain. In the end, giving that ball away. There's one back by the Swiss, but Summer's kick goes out fairly easy. Here comes Spanish again. Torres, Alba. Sarabia. Pau Torres. Coque. Back into Garcia. Haven't got Pedri on the ball yet, have they, the Spanish? But they've got virtually everybody else on the ball. Here's Akanji, and finally Switzerland grab hold of it. Akanji puts it out wide. Zuba back into Rodriguez, and he goes home. Swiss just can't get hold of the ball yet. Akanji's got it back, plays up the line, and knocked inside. And maybe we get a counter now from the Swiss. Yes, we do. And here they come, Zakaria. Outside him is Vidma. Zakaria, he had a heavy touch there. And there was a little ball inside if he'd controlled that. And looked quite dangerous there on the counter-attack. Switzerland. There's one into the channel. Shaqiri. Surely is offside. One of those ones where the flag doesn't go up again. Yeah, he's miles off, isn't he? Switzerland 0, Spain 0. Honestly,
we've been playing about 6.5 minutes. Spain have had the ball for 6 minutes, and Switzerland have had the two best openings. Shaqiri on the edge of the box, a bit selfish going for the shot, and Zakaria driving forward. If he just had softer feet, he could have slipped that one inside. I assume it was Seferovic in the number 9 position. Here comes Torres down the right for Spain. Works Rodriguez. Decent tackle by Rodriguez. And out it goes. Give me a corner to the Spaniards. Welcome along. Purple Bungalow. Come on, Switzerland. 0-0. 7:15 on the clock. Corner to Spain. In it comes, right-footed to the edge of the box, driven in, and it's deflected. I think it might go down as an own goal, but the Spanish have the lead within 8 minutes. Jordi Alba, edge of the box. It's really poor. I think it's Zakaria just wafts a really lazy leg at it. He can see it coming from miles and miles away. It's not the greatest shot you'll see either. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, dear. In it comes, and it just deflects in. He wafts the leg at it there as it's going by, and some have probably got it covered, hasn't he? And, of course, with deflections, where's the worst possible place it can go? Right in the corner. And the Spanish have the lead. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Horrible start for the Swiss. And it's just one of those, isn't it? If he leaves that ball, Zakaria, it's not the greatest shot in the world, is it? But deflected and into the corner of the net. And Spain lead. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. In the 8th minute, Jordi Alba is going to get the credit for the goal, but that tells half the story. Zakaria, yes, it won't go down as an own goal, but a dangly leg on that one and deflected into the corner. Let's see what you're saying. Another own goal to add to the tally. I reckon they'll give it to Alaba because the shot's on target. But yes, a big intervention, wasn't it? That is shocking. Horrible deflection. Diverted in. We want 5. There's the Football 365 people. And a big woof. But it is Switzerland 0, Spain 1. And we know the Spaniards have been very hard to play in terms of getting the ball off them, and now factor in a single goal lead as well into the bargain. And it looks very, very nice for the Spanish, doesn't it? Let's see what... Well, we'll go in a minute, actually. Here's Sarabia down the left-hand side. Sarabia knocks it inside. Pedri, first time I mentioned him, I think. Pedri, lovely ball by Pedri. Alaba crosses in and cleared. Jordi Alba wasn't in the team last match, was he? It was Gaia at left back, but Alba in the team and on the score sheet already. In this one, let's just head back over and see what the guys at Betfair are saying. And as you can imagine, Spain now 5-1 on to win in 90 minutes and 18-1 on. That's just moved to 11 on, 18-1 on to qualify now. So Spain were hot favourites before over on Betfair. And you can imagine that goal has just exacerbated that. Head over to Betfair. Be quick if you want to get on Spain by the look of it. Please gamble responsibly. Be gamble aware. Let's get your comments. Alba would score the week I changed him in fantasy football. Of course. Of course he is. Welcome along, Bits. I accept he did what any other defender would have done. He just didn't do it very well, did he, MBW Foster? He most definitely made the situation a lot worse, didn't he? Poor guy. But it won't go down as an own goal, we don't think. I think someone said diversion rather than deflection. I think we'll go with that. That makes all the sense in the world to me. Here is Simon. Knocked inside Busquets. Nice little ball up the line. And it's going to be a throw-in to the Swiss, who are now really, really going to want to get back into this as soon as possible, if that's not stating the bleeding obvious. Live subscriber count, guys, please hit subscribe if you are new around here. 17,600. Beg your pardon. We can change that down there. 17,600. I'll change it right now. In fact, please hit subscribe, of course, if you are new to the channel. We can change the live ticker number to 17,600 down the bottom there. And thank you to each and every person who has, of course, subscribed to the channel. We'll be here for the remaining games in the Euros, each and every one of them. The Spanish have the ball. It's back in the right back area. Still got 83% on the possession, says my numbers down to my left. And they're just very, very hard to get the ball off. If you notice, the fullbacks really stretch wide right. Look at the wide players now. Sarabia on one wing, Torres on the other. Literally, they make the pitch so big when they're building up that first phase of possession. It's just hard to not allow all those spaces to open up, isn't it? Oh, nice turn here. And now the Swiss on the attack tried to knock it into Shaqiri there. It was Zuba coming in off the left. They've won it back high up. Oh, fed through. And again, Zuba was still up. They just couldn't get him in to the game there. 14 gone. Switzerland 0. Spain 1. Swiss have been in worse positions than this in the tournament, haven't they? For sure. And got out of worse scrapes than this in great Houdini style. Did I see Roma fans watching Jose Mourinho earlier? I did not. Is he done with the radio now? I suppose he's off doing pre-season training, is he? Being a proper manager rather than talking on the radio. Nice turn by Torres coming in off the right. Torres, nice drive by him. Switched out. Here's Pedri. Nice ball. Sarabia out on the left wing, hugging the touchline. Sarabia crosses in and it's headed away by El Vadi. That was a different side of the Spanish, wasn't it? Nice and quick in transition, moving the ball speedy out to the left wing. And they win the corner. And they scored from the last one of these via a very big diversion. I'm stealing that, whoever said that in the chat. Diversion rather than deflection, I would suggest. Here comes the corner. Sarabia puts it in, headed away by Mbolo. And the ball is won back. It's still coming up 82% on the possession. There's a big switch of play. Sarabia knocks it down. He's on side, actually. And there is Zakaria. Ooh. It's given away again. Pedri. Morata. Morata is fouled. He was just going to play a give and go there. And he was taken out. It was Vidmar. The number 3, I think, he fouled him. It's going to be a 3 kick to the Spaniards. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Thank you very much. Peanuts, €99 on the super sticker. I will drink to that with my very Dr. Pepper-esque Pepsi Max. Cheers, everybody. Especially if you're a Spain fan. You're loving this at the moment. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Koke, free kick, right-footed over the wall, over the top of the crossbar. Yes, of course, we can do a time sync, and it will be very convenient to do one now because we're coming up 17 minutes. So it'll be 17 minutes in. 3, 2, 1, sync. I'm watching on an ITV feed. So if you're on ITV Hub, although I think Love Island killed ITV Hub, didn't it? All the people signing up to watch that crashed it, didn't they? Or if you're watching on a smart TV, you may be a little bit behind me. So sync up and enjoy all the chat with the great bunch of subscribers we've got in here. High foot there on Mbolo. Free kick taken quickly. And yeah, the Spaniards are growing to be a more and more viable threat and challenge in this tournament, aren't they? They really can swamp you with that possession and opening up the formation in the way they do and how wide they get the front men in possession. I guess kind of expand as they get the ball, don't they? Narrow without it and then make the pitch nice and big with it. Zubair challenges Azpilicueta. That wasn't his first rodeo, and he knew exactly what was coming. Just knocked it into Zubair, and it's a goal kick to the Spanish. Mr. Radio Floyd, what a legend. Thank you very, very much. Drink to you, 99p on the Super Stricker. Thank you very much, guys, for your support. Here is Mbolo. It's going to be a corner to the Swiss. Am I in HD? Do you know, I haven't checked today. I'm seeing everything nice and strong. Do you know, I don't know whether I am. Let me check. TV guy. Yeah, I am. ITV HD. Yeah, because I can see what's going on for once. Deary me. Thank you, Mr. Radio Floyd. And thank you, Peanuts, as well, for those 2 super stickers. Thank you, guys, for the support. Very, very kind. As ever. Mbolo, I think, is down. Everyone flood Ben with 99p. Yes, please. Yeah, that sounds good to me, Bits. I think that's a great idea. A lovely idea. Mbolo was actually down. It looked fairly innocuous when he went off. They're just stretching out his left leg, particularly his hamstring, high up near the glute, the back of his left leg. He's hopped back up. Hope he's okay. Shaqiri puts the corner in, flicked on the near post. There's another one. Thank you, Bits. 99p super sticker. There we go. We'll collect them all up. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you all. Very, very kind. Too kind. Too kind for you. Right, here's Busquets. Is Mbolo back on yet? Can't see him. They're playing a 4-2-3 formation at the moment, Switzerland. Just to cover Mbolo. Here is Pau Torres, Sarabia, Alba, Torres, Garcia, Laporte, excuse me, not Garcia. Out it goes wide. Ferran Torres slipped through. It's good football by Spain again, cleared. And hiked down the ground by Zubair. Where's Mbolo? Is he going off? Goodness me. Well, guys, you are actually flooding me with super chats. It's very, very kind. Thank you so, so much. Paul, legend, Ipswich Town fan as well, Paul. Thank you so much. And the Rebel, oh, how close was Seferovic to get in that? The Rebel with a whole pound, one penneth more. Thank you. 99p isn't doing my OCD any good. Kindness is kindness, and I thank each and every one of you. It's very, very kind, guys. Thank you. And there's probably something strange in the YouTube machine that recognizes more donations as being a good thing. So I thank you very, very kindly. They haven't shown that Seferovic incident again. Oh, this is a shame. Embolo's off. Vargas is coming on. I know a lot of people were excited about seeing Embolo, but he's going to go off. Ladies and gentlemen, pray silence. Shaylee is here in the chat. Thank you for all the super chats. Embolo looks, in quite some pain. He's kind of sat holding onto the back of the chair whilst the poor fella gets his leg stretched out. Shaylee and I went through our hospital bags today. I had to be a good boy and pack my hospital bag ready for however many weeks' time it is. Exciting times. Torres. Garcia. Vargas came on, didn't he? For the Swiss. And it looks like they've changed shape, haven't they? Switzerland. We'll just stick Vargas on here. And the Spanish, they're doing a number on them at the moment, aren't they? Too good for him, I have to say. Hello, Paul. Nice to hear from you. I'm very good. Thank you, sir. Here's Alba, the goal scorer, with deflections. England, I went through all of our name suggestions with Shaylee. She will vouch for me on that. We had quite a fun conversation about that. I think Raheem was the favourite. Raheem or Bakayo were definitely the favourites, weren't they? From the chat. In comes across looking for Murata. Well cleared. Elvedi on the cover. Lovely cross from Ferran Torres. Murata's in behind Elvedi. Good clearance there. Shanks it halfway up his leg, but hey, get it out. Due date is August the 7th. Gaza, legend, thank you. £2 on the super chat. Bye, Shaylee. I'll see you for 45 minutes or whatever it is if there's no extra time, my darling. Another corner to the Spaniards. In it comes. Oh, headed goal. It's a free header. Straight at Sommer. Saspilicueta. Chance that was, wasn't it? He's kind of turning as he heads the ball. He's not coming onto it straight on, but it's a free head in the middle of the goal, isn't it? Chance. Early arrival, please, Ben, so you're ready for the start of the EFL season. That may be one of my Football 365 bosses saying that. So, yes, please. Yeah, absolutely. And what happened there? You get a little shove in the back on Akanji. Might have fouled him, actually. Header was... that was the reason he couldn't get a run in it, because he was... nice and tight, wasn't he? But the header straight at the keeper. Obviously, it'd gone in the goal. VAR would have checked it, wouldn't he? Driving through the middle is Pau Torres. Let's work back through Busquets. And there's the switch of play. And they're so high and wide every time, aren't they? Sarabia... Ferran Torres have swapped wings again now, haven't they? Ugh. They really are asking a lot of questions of the Swiss, aren't they? The Spanish. They look really decent. to be fair, don't they? Plenty going on Twitter from the Football 365 account and the Betfair account. Make sure you follow at F365 and just at Betfair on there. And I think Betfair Exchange are retweeting as well. All good fun over there on Twitter. Yeah, so the Swiss have gone to a back four, I guess, just to kind of flatten everything out and simplify at the back there. Especially, I mean, just freeze your screen right now. Freeze it on 27 minutes and look when the Spanish centre-backs have the ball at how wide and open things are ahead of them. So, yeah, Rodriguez has gone to play left back and Zuber's gone to play further up. He'd played wing back, didn't he, Zuber, in the game against France. So slightly different setup than we have had from the Swiss. They have been fairly wedded to the back three, Switzerland, hadn't they? But forced to take evasive action in the midst of 80% possession from the Spanish, and honestly, not really being in the game so much. The Swiss, we'll just get a image of that new shape for you. Although I'm sure you can all make sense of it. Headed on by Zakaria. Shaqiri comes short. And, well, I won't say what I was going to say because here comes Torres down the left-hand side. Tries to take on El Vadi, who's a decent one-on-one defender, isn't he? I was just going to say, in this type of situation, is Shaqiri a little bit of a luxury? What do you think? What do you think? Does the game start to pass him by a little bit? He's too high in that 10 position and, you know, Spain are just pinging it around in that back area of the pitch. Richard, we can talk about some of that stuff at half time, but thank you very, very much for the super chat, my friend. Can someone bring that up at half time? Do you know what? We could do a whole dearly departed transfer special, couldn't we? Oh, now here's Shaqiri. After me calling him a luxury. He's played it out wide to Zuber. Zuber against Azpilicueta. It's knocked inside Frella. It's just blocked out by Koke. Two of them have stopped him and nicked out of play in the end. So, yeah, that's about the size of it now. We've gone to a back four. They already had the sort of double pivot in there with the 10. So basically, obviously, Mbolo's gone off and Vargas is playing down the right. So basically, Zuber's been moved forward. Kind of like when you go from the back three and you are moving a player forward, you just kind of turning everything on its axis a little bit, if you know what I mean. We're partnered today by Football 365 and Betfair. Head to the Football 365 Twitter. Lots of good fun over there. Lots of pieces every day, multiple pieces, brilliant stuff there. And if you want to tipple on this one, head over to Betfair. Be gamble aware. Please gamble responsibly. Sarabia tries to slip it through. Good spot by Akanji of Dortmund, I believe. He's strong, isn't he? That's very good from Akanji. Vidma tries to play into the channel for Vargas to chase. Good pace by Jordi Alba, the goal scorer. The score remains Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Here's Ferran Torres.
back into Alba. Controlled by Pau Torres and Laporte, who's not Garcia. A mistake I make quite regularly. There's Waghorn signed for Coventry. Sensational. Favourite of mine. Here's Akanji in the left-back area. Slips it up the line. Zakaria. Nice feet by Vargas, but Busquets just takes it off him. 32 gone. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. And no shots on target for the Swiss yet. 79% possession for the Spaniards. There's a big clearance by Sommer. As things stand, Spain are going through. And the eye test says they're more likely to get the next goal in this one as well. Ferran Torres is Pedri. Little back heel. Torres tried to slip it through for Morata. He wanted sort of a diagonal run outside to in, but not forthcoming. And the Swiss will take the restart. They're up the pitch, actually. Seferovic comes in off the right. Oh, ball bounces about. Pinball. Vidma crosses low. One thing I will say about the Swiss is that on the few times they have got up the pitch, they've been very eager to just shoot and not very patient, put it that way. Corner to Switzerland. In it comes. Ooh, chance there. Akanji right at the top of his jump. Few inches lower, and you'd be saying really good chance, that one. Over the bar. Derby playing in the Championship next season. Why are they breaking news? Well, that's we're in the middle of something here. Deary me. We'll have a check on Twitter on that one. See what is going on. It's going to be another corner to the Swiss. 34-35 on the clock. Akanji won the header from the last one. Can they repeat the trick, but slightly better? Shaqiri. No, they can't. It's going to go all the way out. I think Zuba's going to recycle. Pedri on his touch. Good play by Pedri. Goal kick. Yeah, goal kick. To the Spaniards. If anyone's got any definitive information on Derby or where I can find it, we will, of course, talk about that at half-time. Derby will play in the season in terms of the EFL decided not to appeal against verdict over Cubs accounting policies. Will open the campaign. Saga not over yet. Derby must refile accounts by August the 18th and may face new charges. It's never ending. Written reasons as well, all written up here. We'll have a look. We will have a look later on. In the meantime, Spain on the attack. Morata was up there, but out it goes for a goal kick.
I've got the page up on the other screen, so we will have a look at it on at halftime. We'll talk about Derby County at halftime. If anyone wants to do any reading ahead of time on that, that would be lovely. If you just don't like Derby and you want them to get minus 50 points because you don't like them, that probably won't add a lot to the conversation. But, if we can get the reading, I'll have a look myself. A little clip of the heels there. Murata on Akanji's going to be a free kick to Switzerland. Over in that left back area. Spain have been much the better side in this one. Although the Swiss, a couple of counter-attacks, a couple of set play bits and bobs, but in the main, the flow of the game has really all been in the direction of the Spaniards. It's cleared out by Sommer into Zuber. Akanji, switch of play on for Vidmar. He finds it. Lovely ball. Vidmar, runners ahead of him. Slides it up the line. Here's Vargas coming down the right. Crossing position. Vargas works it inside. Vidmar, who looked like he might be offside there. He tries to put the cross in. And it's blocked out for a corner by Jordi Alba. And it's another corner to the Spanish. The Swiss. Swung in by Shaqiri. Who was that arriving on the back post? I think it was Vidmar, wasn't it? Or was it Elvedi? It was Vidmar. How much did he get to see this before he heads it over? I mean, he's arriving. Heads it over. Someone jumps right in front of him. It might have been Laporte. And he's got Torres touched tight with him as well. I think if that screen jumping in front hadn't been there, you'd have said that was a decent chance. Ho-hum. I think Switzerland might fancy their chances from set plays in this one. Here comes Pedri down the left. Pedri. Sarabia. Knocks that inside. Cut out by Vargas. Half cleared up the line. It's going to be a throw in to the Spaniards. 39:45 on the clock. Alba takes the throw in. It takes his time, takes the throw in. There we go. Straight to Vargas, who's going to clear up the line. Here's Shaqiri, clips it over the top. The flag has stayed down and they're in. And now the flag goes up. Oh dear, Zuba was running in behind. We waited and we waited and we waited. He's miles offside. And I thought in the end, he's waiting for a touch. Sooner or later, on one of those offsides, someone's just going to let him kick it in the goal. So go on, then we know you're offside. Let's not invent even more trouble. We are coming up 41 minutes. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Spain in control-ish. Although I have to say Swiss last 5 to 10 minutes have shown just a little bit more, haven't they? Busquets, switch of play, nice ball. Sarabia down the left against Vidmar. Sarabi, a lovely looking cross there. Murata didn't particularly go all in on the gamble to the near post. And Summer throws it out. Akanji, Elvedi. Rodriguez, Summer. Vidma into the channel. It's a horrible ball. It's about 20 metres too strong and doesn't even make it onto the pitch, in fact. Keep your questions stocking up. We'll go to them at half time, of course. Alba has it in the left back area. Spain just attempted to control this game. Just want to keep the ball, don't they? Here's Murata, Busquets. Lovely feet by Busquets. Pirouette and knocks it off to Laporte. Back to Busquets. Busquets, Azpilicueta. Torres back over on the right-hand side. Switched during the game, Sarabia and Torres. We've seen that a fair few times during the tournament. And the ball is back in the left-back area now with goal scorer, Alba. Alba knocks it in to Torres, Pau Torres, who's tried to get Sarabia away on the left-hand side, but he's given the ball away. And here is Akanji. Akanji inside. Frella. Elvedi. Frella. Rodriguez. It's a little bit of that threat goes when they go to the back four and trying to get Rodriguez and Zuba working together. Doesn't overly work as well. Kanji to Frilla, to Summer. Plays it wide to Elvedi. Spain just sitting behind the ball, actually. Here's Zakaria, who's sadly going to be remembered for diverting that shot wide of his keeper early on in this game. Zuba's down. Azpilicueta just caught him from behind. Don't think the yellow card's coming out. No, it's not. 1 minute of stoppage time in this one. Into the channel it goes. Seferovic just loops it into the middle there. Nobody read it. He holds his hand up to apologise. And the ball is knocked back to Simon. Here's Busquets. Alba. Pedri back to Alba. 10 seconds of minimum stoppage time to play. Oh, that's a good clearance. They nearly worked Alba in on the underlap there, and Zakaria managed to slide in and get it clear. And it is half time. And the score is Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Early on in this one, 8th minute,
corner cleared to the edge of the box. Jordi Alba half volleys the ball goalwards. Is it going in? Is it not? We haven't seen a conclusive angle on that in the broadcast, have we? Zakaria half tries to go and clear it, but completely just diverts it into the opposite corner and right into the corner as well. Some are completely wrong-footed, and the ball flies in, and that was the only goal of the half. Oddly, Spain very dominant possession-wise for the first 20, 25 minutes, but I'm just looking at the numbers now at the end of the half. 4 shots to 3 for the Swiss. 0 on target, I have to say. Some danger from the set plays from the Swiss, but the Spanish have dropped off just in the last 10, 15 minutes of that half. In possession, they're totally dominant, 71%, but later in the half, they haven't really created a hell of a lot, have they? So there's something there for the Swiss if the Spanish continues to fizzle a bit in the same way they have done in the last 10, 15 minutes of the half. But if what we saw for the first 25, 30 minutes, Spain will be feeling pretty confident about this one, won't they, in the second half? If they can just get another a sort of second wind like they had, get that ball moving, get some territory, get up the pitch. They look, they look very decent for getting through into a potential semi-final. Should we bring the brackets up with the winner of tonight's game between Belgium and Italy? As things stand, it'll be the Spaniards going into the semi-final. And of course, in recent years, they have a stellar tournament history, having won 3 consecutive trophies, didn't they, in 2008, 2010, 2012, including 2 of these European championships. Right. Get your thoughts in on the first half. Get your questions. I'm going to take 2 minutes. I know there's a clamour for me to talk about Derby. We've got all of that set because the EFL have made their final call on Derby and this ridiculous situation of Derby and Wycombe having interchangeable fixture lists is kind of solved. But we'll talk about it in just a second. Right, so I am going to vanish for 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere and fill that comments up with topics and questions. For the rest of the half, anything you want, doesn't necessarily need to be pertaining to this match, which is Switzerland 0, Spain 1. See you in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, you can, but make sure you come back because the stream will be returning in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already and you're not going anywhere, hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Like this stream, keep your comments coming, and if you want, you can give it a share. And what better place to go and share than over on Twitter, where you can find me at Benjamin Bloom. Lots of stuff goes down that feed. And if you ever need to contact me, the DMs are open. Forgive me, it might take a couple of days to get through all of them. At Benjamin Bloom on Twitter. You can also support us over at our Teespring store, www.benjaminbloommerch.store. Don't forget the 2 M's in a row. Buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, phone case, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff over there. Great way to represent our community over here. If you do get something, make sure you send me a picture over on Twitter, in fact, and I will get that retweeted. You can also support over on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. A direct way to support my work here monthly. Get yourself a little bit of extra content each month. And thank you to everybody on Patreon. We really could not have got through what has been happening in the world without you. Before we return, get those comments filled up. Questions, topics, etc. And enjoy the rest of the stream. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our first quarterfinal watch along in Euro 2020, and it is Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Plenty of comments coming in, lots of questions, but I do think we have a pressing need, because we've had lots of questions on it, to talk a little bit for 5 minutes in our halftime ramble about Derby County. So, as we've been watching the first half, it has broken through the ever-reliable stream in the chat, and the ever-reliable John Percy actually is very good on Derby stuff. And then we've had it confirmed by the EFL that Derby will be playing in the Championship next season. I know how ridiculous it all sounds that we're at a point in between two seasons, with one season having finished a long while ago and another season, literally pre-season training started on Monday. But they did reveal this strange business of the double fixture list that was interchangeable, that could have been for Derby or could have been for Wycombe. The odd thinking being that if they were going to punish Derby for FFP, profit and sustainability stuff pertaining to last season, that it would be Wycombe that would be the beneficiaries if Derby were deducted points after that. Final day shootout with Sheffield Wednesday left Derby 4th from bottom, Wigan 3rd from bottom, Rotherham 2nd from bottom, and Sheffield Wednesday bottom. So if we head over to the lovely EFL website, what are they telling us? The EFL can today publish the written reasons relating to the Independent Disciplinary Commission's sanction verdict in respect to the recent proceedings between the EFL and Derby County. So first thing to realise, and I think people do fudge this up a little bit, this verdict is the Independent Commission's, not the EFL's. It's a third party that often has the final say in a lot of these things, when the EFL doesn't seem to. Following the decision, the EFL remains disappointed that the Commission has determined that a £100,000 financial penalty is appropriate when it was found the policy adopted for the amortization of player registrations and the description in the notes to the annual accounts did not comply with profit and sustainability rules. So there's your first headline. The EFL are backing themselves, and they think Derby should have been more harshly dealt with. The Independent Disciplinary Commission disagree, and God, it's trying to find some sense between Derby and the EFL. I mean, yeah, really. Alongside a financial penalty, the club received a reprimand as to its future conduct and has been ordered to submit revised and restated accounts for the years ended 30th of June 16. And remember, when they're submitting those accounts, so that will be for that time period. Normally, those accounts would be submitted 1 year later. So that's the whole ridiculous issue with this financial stuff, is that we're constantly a year behind, aren't we? Anyway, they've got to give their accounts in for June 16, so the 15-16 season, 17, so the 16-17 season, and June 2018 as well. And that needs to be done by the 18th of August 2021. Remember, this is the whole reason Steve Gibson of Middlesbrough wanted to sue Derby or the EFL back then, because, of course, in the 17-18 season, or is it 18-19 season, where Middlesbrough missed out to Derby in the playoffs, wasn't it? Although Derby did get in the playoffs in 17-18 as well. So there would be someone, Preston? I'm trying to think, in 17-18. But there we go. Well, the EFL does not agree that those sanctions are commensurate to the breaches found. Following consultation with our legal advisors, the EFL board has regrettably determined that there are insufficient grounds to appeal the sanction imposed by the Independent Disciplinary Commission. As a result, the league's successful appeal, the club's restated accounts and revised calculations are to be prepared using a compliant form of amortization in accordance with accounting standard FRS 1.2 and the requirement of the P&S rules. So, in short, amortization is how players are valued on the balance sheet and their valuations going up and down. So assets look good or bad, depending if you want to be showing good numbers or showing bad numbers. In very simple terms, if it was you or I, if we wanted to buy a house and borrow a lot of money, we would show that we were making lots of money so we could get a nice mortgage. If we weren't doing anything like that and we just wanted a low tax bill, we would show that we were not making very much money. And we might say our players are worth a lot of money in scenario 1, and we might say our players are worth not a lot of money in scenario 2. Depends what you want to show sometimes, doesn't it? Once these have been submitted, the EFL will then be required to consider the submissions in reference to the P&S rules, and in particular reassess whether the club has complied with the requirement to limit losses in accordance with those rules. Of course, the profit and sustainability rules say that you can lose £13 million per year on a rolling three-year period. So basically, for any 3-year period, if you lose more than 39 million, you're in trouble and you've broken the P&S rules. There's one more little sentence there. As a consequence of the EFL's decision not to appeal, the divisional placings for season 2021-22 are to remain in accordance with the fixture list issued on 24th of June 2021. So look, there's loads and loads in there. And as I always say in these things, don't get emotional about this stuff because it's all maths. It's nothing to do with how you feel about your club or about Derby or about Wycombe or Middlesbrough or Preston or anyone. It's number bods making the accounts say what needs to be said. And what needs to be said for you to not breach FFP is that you haven't lost 39 million over a 3-year period. Once again, we have a situation where the EFL are saying one thing and the disciplinary commission are saying another. Now, not having sat and read the 100-page reports or whatever, I can't really comment on who's right and who's wrong on all of this. And not being a financial accountant whiz, I can't really comment on the amortization of Derby and how that's going to be fixed and tweaked because they weren't happy with the previous 16-year, 17-year and 18-year stuff. So it's all terribly complex. What I do know is this this whole process is ridiculous. And I know Andy Holt, the Accrington chairman, can come across a little bit of a, drum banger sometimes. But I agree with him on the one big thing, that FFP being done retrospectively is ridiculous, isn't it? Because you're already a year removed. And we're now talking about 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. Well, all those seasons are gone. So if Derby did break the rules, let's be fair, if they broke the rules based on the end of that and the 2018 year, that would have been submitted in 2019, wouldn't it? So it would have been that season where a points deduction would have been affected anyway. So the whole thing is a very, very large mess, isn't it? Needs to be tweaked. Derby will be staying in the division, but given the chaos there at the club, they will be in kind of serious relegation trouble. There's barely any players there as well. I will make it my business to have a look at the reports and try and find out about the numbers before I say anything else. All I will say is it's very unseemly, unsightly, disorganised. 3 years ago, signed off once, not allowed now, etc., etc. It's an absolute mess, of course. And let's hope that in future it's marshalled a little bit better. And that would be my immediate thoughts on the one thing I've read on this. Right. Let me know what you think in the comments of that big spiel. We are actually back in to the second half of Switzerland v Spain. It's Switzerland 0, Spain 1. We are partnered up here today with Football 365 and Betfair. Head over to Football 365, but Morata is coming down the right. He cuts inside, pings it to the far post. Oh, it's hit on the side foot volley by Olmo. There's a substitution I probably should have told you about. Didn't even know he was on. And straight at the keeper. We're partnered with Football 365. Go and follow me on Twitter at F365. And Betfair as well, at Betfair. Bits and bobs going on with them throughout the stream as well. If you're on Twitter, they'll be retweeting and following along what we are saying here. So make sure you head to Football 365 for all of their good stuff on the Euros. And, of course, you can head over to our friends at Betfair who have things stand. There are the odds. And it doesn't look good for the Swiss. 20-1 on for Spain to get through, to qualify. 13-2 for the Swiss as the cross goes into the back post. Headed down by, must have been Alba on the back post. 14-1 for the Swiss to qualify, 90 minutes, and 5-1 on for the Spanish. Be gamble aware. Please gamble responsibly. We'll get you a time sync. We'll go through the teams. We're all a little bit behind after that. Derby County business at half-time, of course. Corner for the Swiss. Remember, Akanji got his head on one of these, and so did Vidma in the first half. Is there something there from set plays? In it comes. Oh, they're in there again. Akanji heads down. I think it hit Ferran Torres and trickles through. Here comes a Spanish counter-attack. The play is switched to the right and slowed down by Ferran Torres. He's waiting for a few players to get up the pitch. By the way, substitutions at Olmo on for Sarabia at half-time. Of course, Mbolo went off in the first half, much to the disappointment of some people in the stream. And Vargas came on. I think we got a little break in play where we can look at the teams for you real quickly. Where's my graphic? There we go. In goal for Switzerland, Summer, Vidma Elvedi, Akanji, Rodriguez across the back, Frollo Zakaria. Mbolo is not there. Vargas has come on for him. Shaqiri Zuba, Seferovic up top. Here come the Spanish on the attack down the right-hand side. Ferran Torres against Rodriguez. Torres crosses low. Ooh, Morata nearly got in. He's going to win it back, is he? And they've managed to get it clear. And a foul on Zuba. That's Piliqueta. Protests his innocence. You stop the counter. Does the yellow card come out? I don't think it did. And the free kick taken by the Swiss. There's your Spanish team. Simon, Alba, Torres, Laporte, Azpilicueta, Pedri, Busquets, Koke, Ferran Torres, Morata. Sarabia is off and Olmo is on in those wide positions. Right, hopefully we can reset completely. Now we need to do a timestamp and we need to get into your comments as well. Checking with Shaylee. She wants to know what I want to... Oh, dear. I'm going to be in trouble, aren't I? Dearie me. What else are we saying in the chat? Beef burger, chicken burger, or chicken wings? Oh, I don't mind any of that, Shaylee. Not beef burger, because I had one the other day at Bill's. That was nice. Chicken burger, please, Shaylee. Just make sure they don't coat it with mayonnaise. Crossed in low, headed goals by Koke over the top. Right, are we back in here? Time sync coming up. 50 minutes in 3, 2, 1. Sync. Are we organised? Again. Stop it, you lot. Deary me. Sorry, I was off on another subject there. Shaylee. Deary me. Right. 50 minutes gone. Switzerland 0, Spain 1. Shaqiri coming down the left-hand side. Knocks it inside to Rodriguez. Rodriguez clips it into the front. Now, Vady tries to put a cross. Is that going to go for a corner? No, it's gone for a throw-in. High up on the right-hand side. Need to put the fan on. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Koke. The Swiss have got it now. Rodriguez. Akanji. Elvedi. Little one around the corner. Zakaria. You get the cross in from the right. Vargas. No. It came off Busquets. And it's going to be a corner. Corner for the Swiss. Is this their way back in? I wonder. Certainly played with a lot of spirit in the last game to get back in. Was Shaqiri trying to shoot from a corner then? Looked like it. I think he saw Simon leaving his near post open. A little bit of a waste, but this is the payoff for Shaqiri, who's going to try stuff like that. And the payoff is sometimes it will come off and you get a goal from it. Here's Alba. Shifted inside. Laporte. Azpilicueta. Busquets. Pedri. Out to the left wing now. Here's Olmo. Spain starting to keep the ball, move the ball. Oh, nice one through the lines. Busquets to Koke. It's good stuff, this. Azpilicueta. Torres. They've worked out the pitch. Going to find some space now. It's back with Laporte. To be honest, they keep the ball all day. They've got a goal lead. Here's Laporte. Torres coming in off the right. Nice tackle by Zakaria. And Koke sliding in there. That looks like Gerard Moreno is coming on. Morata is coming off on only 53 minutes. Moreno is on. He'll play in the number 9 position, no doubt. Straight swap for the Spanish. Zuber tries to switch the play. I think Vargas was fouled in the first instance. A free kick to the Swiss. 54:30 on the clock. Spain are 35 minutes-ish away from the semi-finals. Akanji, little slide through. Shaqiri, nice ball in behind. That's good defending. Zuber was really leaning on Laporte there. He's a nuisance, Zuber, isn't he? Playing a bit higher up.
Corner's taken quickly. Shaqiri crosses it in, headed away by the recently arrived substitute, Gerard Moreno. Enrique making early changes. Concerned? Yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah, Rodriguez, left-footed, in it comes. Oh, headed back across goal. Everything stood still there. Didn't miss by much, did it, Zakaria? I assumed it was going well wide. Oh, didn't miss by much, that, did it? Look at that. Moreno is the last defender, leaves it. I think Simon in goal kind of leaves it. Everybody leaves it. Did it even come off? Did it come off Zakaria? I think it did. Yeah, it did. It's a goal kick. And just wide of the post. And I'll say it again. There's something there at set plays for the Swiss. Simon is not getting that. No, he was done on that one, wasn't he? We can put up some oofs anyway, which is always good fun. There we go. Ben, focused on the game. Chat talking about their dinner. That's the deal. Although as soon as one flies past the post, we get loads of oofs and woofs and oohs and all that good stuff. Nothing's really been worth a wow today, has it? Maybe we'll get a wow in the Belgium-Italy game, hey? Plenty of woofs and oofs and oohs. Here's Shaqiri. Zuba, playing well. Cross charge down. Switzerland the better side at the moment, aren't they? Let me give you some numbers from just the second half. Still 60-40 in Spanish possession, but 2 shots to 1 in the second half. If that feels like the territory's been predominantly Swiss as well. Loads of stuff going on Twitter. Bring that up, actually. See what's going on over there. How do I do this? So if I put it in the wrong tab, disaster strikes. Yeah, so we're going back and forth with our friends at Betfair Exchange. Are we expecting more goals? Let me know what you think. Over 2.5 goals. These are decimal odds as well. 2.0 though, over 3.5, 4.4. You got some prices there. Spain 2 or 3-0 on their 1-1 draw. Which way do you think is it heading? Is it going closest? Let me know what you think. Any value in any of that stuff from our partners there at the Betfair Exchange. Give them a follow on Twitter and they'll keep you updated. Through the game at Betfair Exchange. Free kick to the Spaniards. And it goes right-footed. It's chested down. It was Ferran Torres on the near post. Nearly managed to jump, chest, control. It's Seferovic. So that's really good defending, isn't it? Just gets right in the way, turns his back and blocks the shot out. Corner for the Spanish. Koke and Olmo are headed over there. Corner's worked out to, I don't know, about 40 yards from goal, but it's now back over on the right with Koke. Koke in behind. That's a really poor corner in the end. They kind of went all the way back out to come all the way back in. Koke slid it up the line for Olmo, and Luis Enrique's expression says it all there. As the ball trickles out for a Swiss goal kick. Sommer waves the centre-halves who'd come into those short positions. And this one's going up the ground. Sommer going to take this long right-footed. We're about to hit the hour mark. Now Vargas tries to flick that one on. Rodriguez hooks it back up the line.
Yeah, total attempts, 7 Switzerland, 5 Spain, only 1 on target in the entire game. And I'm guessing that wasn't the goal either, if that's gone down as an own goal. Pau Torres, poor ball forward. So what can Switzerland do to just up the ante a little bit here in this one? Feels like there's something there for them, but they've got to reach out and grab it, haven't they? I want to reach out and grab you. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Not that. No. They need the ball. And the Spanish have got the ball. Fouled by Vidma on Olmo there. Pretty blatant body check as he came inside off the left wing. Did well not to get booked for that, didn't he? No attempt to play the ball. You know, if Olmo had been heading down the line rather 2 yards inside, he would have got booked for that, wouldn't he? Strange. Now he is headed down the line, or Spain are, with Alba. Alba crosses in. Couldn't get any lift on the cross there. Elvedi clears it on the near post, and Spain just coming back into it. I say just coming back into it, I mean just retaking control. Obviously, they are leading and they are going through. Throw in high up in the corner flag area on the left for the attacking left as a Spanish lurk. They've won it. They've won a corner there. All a bit messy. Can get out of that area, and Vargas, the substitute, concedes a corner, which is going to come in right-footed, I think, from the left-hand side. Although, to be fair, they normally leave 2 corner takers, don't they? Only got 1 this side. Referee Oliver is just going to have a word in the box with Akanji. Pau Torres is clearly trying to unsettle the keeper, and Akanji's trying to not let him do that, obviously. Right on top of him in the 6-yard box. In comes the corner, and that's very dominant defending from Akanji, who just leaves that little particular tussle. Comes out to the near post and gets the header on it. Simon, if he meant that was a brilliant pass by the keeper. Maybe he was just trying to put it in an area, but he found Olmo brilliantly. Alba on the underlap tries to get in, can't quite manage. Shaqiri switches the play. Zuba does well to hold Ferran Torres off, and now here's Vargas down the left, crossing position. Into the box. Oh, it's a little slip inside Zuba, and he couldn't get any power on the shot, and that's probably the best opening for the Swiss in the game, I would suggest, other than headers from set plays. I think, does Pedri get a little touch on this to block the shot? Yes, he does. Good defending by Pedri. Just takes the pace. I mean, they're all stretching, aren't they? Zuba kind of gets a toe poke on it. If he gets a clean shot on that, he's bound to score from that area. And he's just closing in Pedri. I think it deflects, and the keeper, Simon, pushes it around the post. Nice save, good defending. I think ticking the box all the way around for Vargas and Zuba and Pedri and Simon there. And the main thing from the Spaniards' point of view, it didn't go in the goal. Save, great save. Convinced that would be a goal. What a save, what a save. Ooh, oof, indeed. Nice. We're coming up 65 minutes to 64:49 on the clock. Granit Xhaka, who's suspended, is playing his best Cristiano Ronaldo in the final in 2016 trick and trying to play manager from the touchline. frustrating as it is, he can't influence anything today because he's suspended. There's a little slip through looking for Jared Moreno. Kanji, who's a very assured defender, sees the keeper coming but just deals with it anyway. Zakaria gives it away and then launches into a really nice tackle on the stretch with the right foot. Very Vieira-esque tackle, that, wasn't it? He used to do that. You'd think he was out of position, and he would be out of position. He did his weird long-legged tackles and still win the ball back. Here's Olmo. Well, that's run for Moreno. It's bouncing about in the box off Vidmar. A little ping up in the air. Here's Moreno. Nice ball back from Moreno. Good play. They just kind of volleyed it back up the line so that Spain can reset, and they're going to properly reset. They've gone back in to centre half. As I look away, the yellow card has come out. Vidmar is being booked. He's pulling up Sergio Busquets, so apologies, I looked away for a second. It just goes through. And we now know the old tread on the foot ain't going to do it, is it? The duty of care to your opponent now means the yellow card comes out for that. Elvedi in the Burke. Down the line it goes. Here's Torres on the right-hand side, cuts in. Oh, nice run in the middle, and Olmo was there on the back post. All sorts of openings if they'd played it right, but that key pass is called a key pass for a reason. And they didn't quite manage to make it there. Here is Laporte. 67:20 on the clock. Little one round the corner, but given away. Swiss trying to get back on the ball, but Spain are proving stubborn without the ball as well as with it, which is a nice combination. But that's broken now. Frulli in the box. Shaqiri's a huge chance, and they have equalised. Oh! Amazing from the Swiss again. They just can't put them down. There's a mistake in the corner, and the Swiss, through Jordan Shaqiri, have got the equaliser on 67 minutes. They just will not go away, will they? Switzerland, you have to give them credit. Luis Enrique's out applauding something. I'm sure his internal monologue is saying something rather different than that. But Switzerland have equalised. It's a big mistake in the corner there. Oh, no. It's one defender, bounces off the other. It's nicely finished off by Friller. So Laporte goes to clear. He bumps it straight into the other centre-back, who's Torres. They've been pulled over to the right-hand side. Torres can't get out of the way. It bounces. To be fair to Friller and Shaqiri, they punished the mistake there, and the two centre-backs, all a bit Laurel and Hardy stuff there. As Piliqueta, it's not his fault. He tries to get across on the cover. But a confused mix-up between the two Spanish centre halves, and we are level. And given that the first goal was a swipe from Zakaria that deflected into the net, then all is fair in muggy goals, isn't it? Switzerland 1, Spain 1. Let me know your thoughts on that one. We have 20 to go, and the Swiss have done it again. And Shaqiri trying to put, I think it's Zuba, was it Vargas down the left-hand side? And they're at it now. It was Zuba down the left. They're at it now, the Swiss. It is 1-1. Petkovic applauds. Shall we head over to our friends over at Betfair, where everything will have changed now? So in 90 minutes, I don't think that's updated. Switzerland still 6-1. Now 11-5 in extra time. Spain still favourites, but everything tucked in a little bit now. Still Looks like the majority of the liabilities over at Betfair going on the Spanish. Be gamble aware. Please gamble responsibly. Well done, Switzerland. Deserved. Put that chicken burger on hold. Spain been poor since half time. Comedy of errors, mix-up deflection and a nutmeg goal. You love to see it, don't you? What were Powell and Laporte thinking? To be fair to Powell, couldn't get out the way, could he? But their positioning is not good. Corner of the box, big space behind them, and ultimately punished, weren't they? Deserved. Spain's defence is fundamentally poor. They have been easy to get at, haven't they? Fantastic. On a play. Woof. What a luxury. There you go. He'll finish them off. Won't he, Bits? Given the chances, he'll finish them off. Shaqiri. Wow, brilliant game on. You love to see it. Poor defending, but finished well. Agreed on all of those. 71 gone then. Switzerland 1. Spain 1. Extra time on the way. Remember, both of these teams went to extra time in their round of 16 games. Spain needed it to beat the Croats 5-3. Switzerland needed it and penalties as well to beat the French. But hey, you'll take a victory over the French anyway it comes, I'm sure, won't you? Given they were pretty much the favourites to win the whole tournament. Akanji clears away. He wins it back. He's played well, Akanji. 5 for the Swiss. Dortmund defender. Lovely little ball through the lines by him there. Here's Zakaria, and here's an overload now for the Swiss. Zuba, who's played well, tries to run Azpilicueta, who does well in return to block that out. Rodriguez now up the pitch. Rodriguez fires it in low. It's knocked off. Can Zuba get there? Headed across. Oh, goodness me. Is it here in 90 minutes for the Swiss? I wonder. Yeah, we are 72-26 on the clock. Olmo. This is back from on the left wing. Here's Laporte. Strides out of defence and up into the 10 position, knocks it through. Surely the offside flag's going to go up against Ferran Torres. Yes, it does. If you want a time sync, Gaz, we're going to be at 73 minutes in 3, 2, 1. Sync. Get yourself lined up. I am watching on ITV on a satellite feed, so I may be ahead of you if you're watching on ITV. However, on a smart TV, I may be slightly behind you if you're watching on TV, given the lag that YouTube puts on the videos. Here is Elvedi. Summer forward. Easily won back by the Spanish. And there's one clipped into the corner for Olmo to chase. Touch. Olmo can't beat Vidma, who stands him up well. With a heavy ball out from Elvedi, and it's going to be a throw in to the Spaniards. Alba throws it in. Pedri, Olmo, given away. Elvedi squeezed up the line. But now we have a situation where the Swiss are quite frequently just giving the ball straight back to Spain. They don't want to do that for the remaining 15 minutes of this one, do they? Need to keep hold of that when they win it. It's knocked into Azpilicueta in the box. Great play by Azpilicueta. And nobody there. He rolled it right across the 6-yard box. No one there to finish. And Swiss on the ropes again. Laporte. Up the line it goes from Torres. Those two got themselves in a right pickle for that Swiss goal. Here is Koke. Okay, inside. Busquets, Pedri, lovely little dink out to the left-hand side. Oh, nice feed through Olmo. It's going to be a big chance. Can he get it across? He just stopped for a second to steady himself. That was enough for, I think it was Elvedi chasing him. Really good football by the Spaniards there. And if he just hadn't broken stride then, I mean, it's good defending. Elvedi gets a nice hand in the back, doesn't he? And kind of comes across the front of him. But really nice little dink out by Pedri, and Alba sliding it in behind. But we said this about the Spanish before in this tournament. Perhaps a little bit of a sting in the tail with the end product there. But that's a very tired thing to say, I know. But you know what I mean, don't you? Alba, corner goes short. In it comes from the left. Oh! And both the centre-halves were involved again. I thought Laporte was offside on the near post. Let's have a look. He wasn't. And then Pau Torres couldn't get ahead of his man. It might have been Zuber on the back post. Oh, dear. We got trouble now. Früller, I think he's going to get red-carded. And Früller has been sent off for Switzerland. My first instinct was that was a red card. He's gone in. And referee Oliver has brought the red card out. Früller lost one of those where he loses control of the ball. And here we go again. Serious foul play. Yeah, he's off, isn't he? Never going to get away with that nowadays. Both feet through. So we're looking for excessive force, endangering opponent, reckless. So yeah, it's a red card, isn't it? Früller doesn't look like he's going anywhere. They're checking it. I can't see why. It looked like a red card to me. Früller hasn't left the pitch yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be red carded. Yeah, off he goes. And the Swiss are now in trouble. Früller lost control of the ball and has been red carded for serious foul play. I think Oliver's got that one right, hasn't he? You're looking for Früller looks disappointed, but when he watches it back, he will know, won't he? As ever in this situation, let's bring up the wording. So they're in the middle there. Serious foul play, tackle or challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent, uses excessive force or brutality, must be sanctioned as serious foul play. Any player who lunges at an opponent in challenging for the ball from the front, from the side, or from behind using one or both legs with excessive force or endangers the safety of an opponent is guilty of serious foul play. So I guess a lunge with either excessive force or that endangered an opponent. He was always getting the red card there. Früller, and it's going to be 10 against 11. Free kick curled in. And now you really make the Spanish favourites. It was tough for the Swiss, but they've got to play 10 against 11 now. And we saw with the Ukraine and the Swedes that in the end, 121 minutes, in the end, it did tell, didn't it, the 10 against 11? Yeah, I think everyone's kind of in agreement on that one. Take it to better, apart from Irish TV, apparently. There we go. Spain getting all the decisions. Oh, come on, Gibbler, that was a red card, wasn't it? Shame, but clear red. Badly timed. Yeah, it is the ball control, isn't it, Stephen? I know what you mean. It's just instinct when you lose control of the ball. You just think you can win it back. You can win it back there, can't you? And yeah, you just can't be lunging in like that and clattering into your opponent. Even if the ref doesn't get you on that, the VAR is going to get you. Yeah, I got the ball, ref. Yeah, right. You just can't put yourselves in those situations now. And I suppose to Stephen's point, if you do miscontrol the ball, you're going to be coached now. Don't dive in after you've miscontrolled it, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be late. And if you, quote, lunge, excessive force, endanger opponent, blah, 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 you're going to get the red card, aren't you? There we go. Now, let's see what our friends... Yeah, that has changed the odds with our friends over at Betfair. In 90, Switzerland 14-1 now to do it with 10 men in 90. And the luxurious Shaqiri, obviously, with 10 men, is not going to stay on the pitch, is he? Off he goes. Spain 13-8. Spain heavy favourites to qualify, extra time and penalties. Remember, the closer we get to 120 minutes, those odds will drop. And when we get to penalties, they will significantly drop. But yes, the number 10 is always going to come out in an instance where you've got 10 men. And Jibril Sow is going to come on for the Swiss. And Seferovic also is coming off, but Gavranovic is another forward, so that will probably be a like for like. And it looks like Petkovic is just saying, look, we're up to our neck in it now. Let's just try and get it to extra time. I think Shaqiri will understand the substitution, and Seferovic. Not that it's any consolation, you know, when you want to play, but the greater good and all that. And it's Switzerland 1, Spain 1, just under 10 to go. Switzerland will be playing now the duration of this 90 and any extra time that we may or may not get with 10 men. Friller sent off. Referee Oliver probably was right to pull out the red card in my opinion. And sometimes your first instinct is more important than your super slow motion replays. Everything looks a red card on super slow-mo. And wind me back. It looked like a red card tackle in real time, didn't it? Zuba trying to get out now and expect the Spaniards' possession dominance, which is high even with 11, to go through the roof a little bit now. 67% throughout the game, the possession. But I would imagine that number is not going to get smaller, is it? Oh, into the box. Oh, goodness me. I know, foul was given. He's probably quite pleased. It was Ferran Torres. Yeah, he barges Vidmer off the ball because it was a rubbish finish after that, and he really should have cut it back. Although, to be fair, I think there's a country stop. It doesn't stop, to be fair, but the foul was given. $83 minutes on the clock. Switzerland 1, Spain 1. He said nil then. Switzerland playing with 10 men. Hang on a minute. Don't we normally do the red card gimmick here? Can we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Go on. Where's the square one? Do we have to do a circle? We have to do a circle. There we go. How's that looking? There's your red card next to Switzerland. Does it work? We'll leave it in there for a while. See if it irritates anyone. Switzerland will be better off going for it in 90 than trying to play for pens. I think Petkovic agrees, Chris. Oh, it's driven across the box by Koke, cleared to the edge. Moreno left-footed. That's a chance, isn't it? We've seen many international level players bend those ones in the corner. Falls to him on the left foot. Yes, chance that. Opened up, didn't it? The space to Summers left. Really poor finish. I know Summers' weight was on his right foot and he was going to dive that way. No, it's rubbish. Okay, that means I'm definitely keeping it then. Tremendous stuff. Here is Rodriguez in the left-back area. Clears that one up the line. Zakaria. Oh, they nearly had a counter on there, didn't they? Just over-hit the little poke through. Here's Moreno. Azpilicueta. Busquets, switch of play. Pedri up the line. Olmo, 3 in the box for Spain, 4 now, with Coco arriving on the back post. Olmo holds onto it. Here's Laporte. Laporte hits the shot. Elvedi gets in the way. A little bit half-assed that shot. In fact, it hit Elvedi and then it hit Torres. It's going all over the place, wasn't it? Big clearance looking for Zuba as Piliqueta wins it. And here's Busquets. Here's Moreno. Given away. Slipped through. Gavranovic has got to do a bit better up top there. He offered absolutely no kind of run and was actually offside, wasn't he? You'd think extra time benefits Spain with the extra man. Stranger things have happened. I agree with all of that. Here's Moreno down the right as Piliqueta. Complete miscontrol by Busquets there. Here's Gavranovic. He's going to try and run his man. He's done well, much better from Gavranovic. Does he win the foul from Pedri? No. But the ball is won back by Sal, who's forward down the right-hand side. They need to go for this, Switzerland. They're not going to get too many attacks like this. The ball is cleared by the Spaniards, and now they're going to have to cope with a counter. Although we have a Spanish player down in the penalty box, his own penalty box. How much time left? We're now coming up 87 minutes. Pau Torres, is it, who went down? Alba, in fact. You get one on the back of the neck. Oh, ouch, yeah. He and Gavranovic just bashed into each other, and I think he got the forearm on the back of the neck, which is going to be a nasty, painful one, you would have thought. Luis Enrique is having a word with Gerard Moreno. You think the Spanish would be fairly comfortable with taking this to extra time, especially given it's 10 versus 11. Llorente is going to come on. Marcos Llorente is being readied. Whether that's a left back for Alba, we'll find out in just a second. Llorente of Atletico, not the one for Leeds, who is also on the bench. He's definitely coming on. Is Moreno. Alba. Olmo. Alba. Torres. Laporte. Torres. Is there a late goal in this for the Spanish? Moreno clips it in. Nice looking cross. Good header away by Elvedi. Watch that back. And Zakaria knocks it on to Rodriguez. Rodriguez coming down the left-hand side, charging forward. Where's he going? He's trying to switch the play. And it's going to go all the way out. In fact, I don't think it's going to go out. And on we go. 89-23. How much stoppage time is there going to be? Azpilicueta, Laporte, Torres, Alba, Torres, Laporte. Out it goes wide. Azpilicueta. Koke, crossing position. He's going to cross it as well. Koke swings it in. Then he took a deflection of Zakaria. Goes through to Sommer. Anyway.
Say goodbye to your hour break between streams. Tell me about it. What are you going to do? 4 minutes of stoppage time. Can the Swiss... you think their best chance of winning this would be to score in the next 4 minutes, wouldn't you? Easier said than done with 10 versus 11. Pedri, can the Spanish get it done in stoppage time? Here's Vidma. Knocks it inside. Up the line it goes. I think it'd already gone out and come back in then. Right, here comes the substitution, and it is not Jordi Alba going off. Coco's gone off, and Marcos Llorente has come on, number 6. Off comes Zuba, who's had a good game, hasn't he? Good last 2 games for Zuba. Fastnacht comes on, number 16. So an immediate response to the substitution. 1:25 played. Out it goes, out left to Olmo. Sorry, 1:35 now of minimum stoppage time is played. Laporte. Out it goes to Moreno. Crosses in. Good shout by the keeper. Kanji ducks down underneath that one, and Sommer comes and grabs it. Switzerland 1, Spain 1. We are going to extra time unless someone scores a winning goal, and they won't with a goal kick like that. Or they might from the other direction in the next 2 minutes. A poor goal kick by Sommer. It's cleared though by Kanji, who's been excellent. The number 5 for the Swiss. Foul immediately by Laporte. Immediately booked, actually. Sorry, Laporte, not Llorente. Idiot. Yellow card for Laporte. That's nothing to do with Llorente, who's just come on. Surprise Zuba is off. He's probably knackered, Capscow. Played well, didn't he? Good player. But his race is one run here. Rodriguez, I think he's going to launch this free kick forward, although they've not really committed that many to the attack. He's just clipped it in, actually, into the number 10 area. The flick on is there. Vargas chases. And as Piliqueta clears, it's launched back in by, I think it was Sal, wasn't it? Or was it Zakaria? And the Spanish finally get the ball back. Zakaria wins it back immediately. Olmo gets it, and 2 hands around the waist. Rugby tackle from Zakaria. And the ball is out with Moreno. 30 seconds of normal time left. Llorente. Akanji again. Got to be close to man of the match, hasn't he? Prods his foot out and is a winner. Pedri, Alba, big leap by Llorente in the box, but it was a big leap into Rodriguez. And that is that. We are going to extra time. Switzerland 1, Spain 1 in this one. Switzerland are down to 10 men after the red card of Friller in the second half at 1-1. It wasn't that far from the end of the game, was it? 77. However, before that, the Swiss had managed to get themselves an equaliser through Xherdan Shaqiri. Big mess up between Pau Torres and Aymeric Laporte. And it's nicely worked by Friller, who ended up getting sent off, and Xherdan Shaqiri just knocked in and he finishes it off. Spanish haven't created a lot, have they?
My XG tells me 0.94 to the Spaniards off 10 shots, with 0.77 to the Swiss from 8 shots. So it's not a massively open game, is it, with lots and lots of chances? Let me know how you think extra time is going to pan out. And I'm going to return in 2 minutes. I will see you very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, you can, but make sure you come back because the stream will be returning in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already and you're not going anywhere, hit subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Like this stream. Keep your comments coming. And if you want, you can give it a share. And what better place to go and share than over on Twitter, where you can find me at Benjamin Bloom. Lots of stuff goes down that feed. And if you ever need to contact me, the DMs are open. Forgive me, it might take a couple of days to get through all of them. At Benjamin Bloom on Twitter. You can also support us over at our Teespring store, www.benjaminbloommerch.store. Don't forget the 2 M's in a row. Buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, phone case, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff over there. Great way to represent our community over here. If you do get something, make sure you send me a picture over on Twitter, in fact, and I will get that retweeted. You can also support over on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. A direct way to support my work here monthly. Get yourself a little bit of extra content each month. And thank you to everybody on Patreon. We really could not have got through what has been happening in the world without you. Before we return, get those comments filled up. Questions, topics, etc. And enjoy the rest of the stream. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is the first of our quarterfinals, and the first of our quarterfinals in Euro 2020 has gone to extra time. Of course, it has. Switzerland won. Spain won. Spain taking the lead early. I think it went down as an own goal after Zakaria wafted a right leg at Jordi Alba's shot, and then a mistake, a mix-up between Pau Torres and Aymeric Laporte. Let Früller in to set up Xherdan Shaqiri for 1-1. But the Swiss are down to 10 men. Früller sent off on 77. So we are going to have extra time with 10 versus 11. Petkovic is giving the rallying cry there, the Swiss manager, as we get set for our first period of extra time. How do you see this one going in extra time? Let's see what our friends over at Betfair are saying. To qualify now, remember 90 minutes has gone. Switzerland 3-1, Spain 5-1 on method of victory now. Spain by penalties 11-4. You get Switzerland on penalties has just gone out to 4-1. Actually, if they can survive the 30 minutes and get this to penalties. We are off. We'll give you a timestamp very, very shortly. And it's the first period of extra time. So many substitutions now in this game. So Sommer in goal for the Swiss. Elvedi, Akanji, Rodriguez and Vidmar is a back four. Früller, Sau, Früller's off his red card, isn't he? So Sau, Zakaria, Fasnacht across the middle with Vargas, probably in a 4-4-1 with Seferovic up top. The Spanish are attacking, by the way. Alba down the left-hand side. Fasnacht gets it clear.
for the Spaniards, who won't stop passing the ball and let me read their team out. Here's Pedri inside left position. And across it goes. Simon in goal. Aspilicueta, Laporte, Torres, Alba. Across the back, Pedri, Busquets, Koke out, Llorente in, and the Spanish getting forward into the box. There's the brilliant Akanji. Wins it back. Across midfield, Pedri, Busquets, Llorente, Ferran Torres, Moreno, and Olmo. So Sarabia and Morata have been subbed out during the game. Crossed in low. Guess what? Akanji's there on the near post. Head it, kick it, you name it. He will get rid of it. The brilliant Swiss number 5. There's a lovely ball out to the left to Alba. Crosses in. Oh, what a chance. Oh, Spain. Gerard Moreno. How did he miss? If he's onside, that is an absolute sitter. Really good early cross. Fair play to Elvedi, who dives across in front and just disguises the flight of the ball. I'm making excuses for Moreno here, clearly, aren't I? The ball bounces up and it reaches him at a slightly higher point than he thought. If you saw where his foot made contact with the ball, he just shins it a little bit and puts it wide. Still, shin, ugly contact, whatever. That should have been 2-1 Spain, shouldn't it? Early in extra time. We'll get your reaction in 1 sec. As ever, let's give a plug because we have got partners today. Football 365 and Betfair are following us here. Betfair giving us the odds through the game. Football 365 over on Twitter are tweeting along and quoting lots of stuff from our watch along. Really, really good fun over on Twitter. Here come the Spanish into the box. It's not going to be really good fun if you're a Swiss fan watching this. There may be some hanging on going on, let's just say, for the Swiss. But lots of stuff being tweeted over on Twitter from the Betfair Exchange account and from the Football 365 account. Right, what do you make of that chance? I could have scored that on FIFA. Bias at the door. Come on, Switzerland. Yeah. Both teams playing 120 minutes in 5 days. Could be tired legs. Yeah. Agree with that. A Wenlock young team. And the Swiss. Are they going to get a counter? A rare one. A rare foray into the Spanish half. They've done well, actually, to work that. Here's Fasnacht, who switches the play for Vargas. Not a good ball. And Vargas just felt his left hamstring as he ran after that. It's poor pass by Fasnacht. That's 4 minutes of extra time down, though. And honestly, if I'm Switzerland, the longer this ticks, having already won one penalty shootout, you'd take another one maybe, wouldn't you, at this stage? Elvedi in the right-back position. Boots that one away. And, yeah, big props to Elvedi and Akanji, the centre-halves for Switzerland through the tournament. Very good. I think they're both playing Germany, don't they? Dortmund, and I can look up who Elvedi plays for, but they've been very good. Here comes Spain. The shot's blocked out, edge of the box. Alba arriving. Alba hits the shot straight down the throat of Sommer, but he feels that he needs to tip that one over the crossbar. And indeed does. I think it might have been going over. But the little tip over the top, sensible. Nico Elvedi, yeah, Borussia Mönchengladbach. In comes the corner. Oh, Llorente arriving on the back post. Easy save for Sommer. And there you go. 5 minutes 40. Kill another 20 seconds and you're 6 minutes into extra time. The Swiss. Here's Busquets. Busquets knocks it wide. Good defending by Rodriguez. Just nicks it off Pedri, wasn't it? I was given away poorly. Here's Busquets again. Nice little knock inside. Olmo in the D. Oh, and another deflected shot. It misses. Oh, that would have been really unlucky for the Swiss. It wasn't Zakaria again, was it? Oh, it just tantalizingly goes around the post. It actually comes off Gerard Moreno's arm. Could have gone in the net. Actually, if it had gone in the net, would have been disallowed, wouldn't it? Because it came off the arm of Moreno. So there you go. VAR would have eaten that one alive, wouldn't it? Ball goes in the goal off someone's hand. Arm, hand, forearm, you know what I mean. Oh, here goes Olmo away. Akanji, brilliant. Comes across, makes the tackle. Akanji again. All gets charged down there. I'm praising him too much now. Fouled by Vidma. Vidma's probably going to get a yellow card for that one. Thou shalt not pass. I don't think he's got booked, actually. Now, that one was definitely a deflection, wasn't it? Hey? $7:30 gone. So we're halfway through period one of extra time. Free kick to the Spaniards, which Olmo will take. They've got something worked here. It's gone short and pinged to the far post. Alba crosses a little back heel or attempted little back heel flick by Pau Torres. Didn't really get any change of direction on it. If Vidma already on a yellow. Ooh. And he didn't get a second one for that. Interesting. You'd have been appealing for that if you were Spanish, wouldn't you? Big header on. And Switzerland just can't get the ball, can they? I think I can give you a number for possession in extra time. Period one. Yeah, 75%. And no attempts on goal. So it sounds like you guys are saying Vidma possibly lucky to still be on the pitch here. The right back for the Swiss. Auzathoth. When did he come on? Oh, it's not back. Oh, chance. Lorente. And that guy, Akanji, is just getting better and better during the game, isn't it? Good block. Sorry, start of extra time. Auzathoth on for Torres. Crossed in. Moreno was up there. He won the header. Can't direct it goalwards. Sorry, my bad. Auzathoth on down the right wing since the start of extra time. We're about to get a double change for the Swiss. Looks like Zakaria's coming off. The unfortunate right leg. And we did see these changes, didn't we? They've definitely got a strategy, the Swiss, haven't they? Scar and Babu. So I'd assume in Vidma's get Vidma off before he gets any closer to a red card, I think. And Babu's been good, the right wing back, every time. He's going to play fullback here, but every time he's played. Fabian Scar is in, so we're going to get a back three now. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, maybe we're not. Rodriguez. No, it's still a back four. So Fabian Scar is going to sit in midfield. The Fabian, sorry, not Fabio. The Newcastle defender. Dennis Zakaria is off. Long one forward. And, it's got a huge chance and saved again. It was a bouncy ball. Has a flag gone up? I think they're onside. Moreno. No flag goes up at all. It is just a big chance. There's nothing wrong with it.
Rodriguez gets a kind of thigh on it, and Moreno, it's not the worst hit ever, but he's 8 yards from goal. 1v1, maybe even closer. In comes the corner. Ooh. Guess what? Akanji heads it away at the back post. Goodness me. Spain with 2 real nice chances for Moreno in this first period of extra time to take the lead. They have not taken them. Olmo, short corner, blocked out by Sau. It's going to be another corner for the Spanish. Here comes Olmo from the left-hand side, right-footed. In it comes, punched away, but I think Mbabu's gone down off the ball there, and referee Oliver gives the foul. Yeah, back of the box there. A little bit of wrestling. Who's Laporte on? Mbabu was the decision that was made. Have you kept track on how many shots Spain have had on target? Only 3 from 16 shots. Not happening up top for the Spanish, is it? I think Gavranovic has been penalised. Just caught Laporte in sort of the neck, actually. Here come the Spanish again. Laporte. Have they got a goal in them? They created enough chances to score one, but they haven't taken them, have they? Olmo tries to slide it through. He's going to get it back. Oh, it's fallen, and the shot curled in by Auzathoth. Well saved by Sommer. And we're now starting to get a bit of a heroic rearguard action here by the Swiss in this first period of extra time. I say it feels like the goal's coming, but there's only 15 minutes, and you can lose your momentum at half time in extra time. Punch by Sommer, who, if he's got any brains, will stay down and milk that one for what it's worth. And this should Moreno, just jumped into Sommer, jumped into him, and then held his hands up and pretends he didn't. And it looks like the Swiss have survived the first period of extra time. They've got to do about 70 seconds. And they have been generally adding on 1 minute stoppage time in all of these, haven't they? The officials. Goal kick goes long from Sommer. Rodriguez boots it across the pitch, trying to switch the play. And Babu gets something on it that keeps the ball away and keeps Switzerland vaguely up the pitch, considering they're going to spend most of extra time in their final third. Is Azpilicueta. Auzathoth. Azpilicueta. Torres. Alba. Pedri, Torres, Pedri, Olmo inside the box. Good feet by Olmo. Shots closed down. Cleared by Sau. We're now coming up to the 15-minute mark. Will they add on another minute? Yes, they will. +1. So about 50 seconds, and the Swiss will have survived the first period of extra time. And they will be thinking, can they get the Spanish to penalties? It's 10 against 11, remember. Here is Alva. Puts the cross in, and it's cleared by El Vadi. 25 seconds of minimum stoppage time. Switch of play. Probably one more chance here for the Spanish. Auzathoth in the box, hits it left-footed, and Summer makes the save easily, or makes the catch rather. Just watches that one, keeps hold of it with Moreno waiting for any spillage, and I think that is that. And it's half time in extra time. So we've played 105 minutes now. It's Switzerland 1, Spain 1. Love this Swiss side. Proper unit of a team. Bring Mamedi on for pence. I don't think he's on the bench, and here I don't recall reading his name out. Liam, £5 super chat. Thank you very much. If a team has a player sent off, what are your thoughts on it counting as one default miss in the penalty shootout? Double jeopardy, but it may be interesting. I don't know. I've always thought that scoring goals is winning or losing football matches, doesn't it? And you never know what, I don't know. It would feel, I agree, you've said double jeopardy. It would feel like a double punishment. The red card's always the punishment. I don't think you can then, already the punishment, I don't think you can then punish them in the shootout. But it's an interesting idea. For sure, Luis Enrique is just going through the hyping up of his team. They're all getting into the huddle there. Remember, we're partnered with Betfair and Football 365 here. Football 365 for all of your coverage of the Euros at F365 on Twitter, Football 365 on the net. Betfair have been giving us the odds all night long. And there you go. Extra time result, 35-1. That one Swiss goal is 35-1 in 15 minutes. Draw 8-11. Spain evens to qualify. It's getting more and more even now. Watch that even up as we head towards penalties over on Betfair. If you're going to have a little tipple over there, please gamble responsibly. Be gamble aware. Is this going to penalties, guys? Let me know in the chat. Xhaka hyping the team up. He loves it, doesn't he? As we move on to our second period of extra time, lots of good fun going on over on Twitter as well. We've got the Betfair exchange, and we've got all sorts of good stuff being retweeted, etc., by Football 365. Right, we are off. We'll get you a time sync, hopefully 1 minute in to this final period of extra time before we may go to penalties. Thank you, T-Coff IV, $19.66, waiting for the Bloom version of It's Coming Home. We get to the final, I'll do one, absolutely, for sure. That sounds really fun. We'll do it. Spain have missed their last 5 penalties, have they really? Actually, we've had a couple in the tournament, haven't we? So, yeah, interesting. Interesting. Can they do it in the second period of extra time? Thank you, T-Coff IV, for the lovely super chat there. Very, very kind. Thank you, everybody. Loads of super chats today. Brilliant support from you guys. Rebel, we spoke about Derby at half time on the limited information I had. Akanji, no one's getting past him today, are they? Strong, and he gets rid. This is his scene, isn't it? Certain defenders, when they know the game is coming towards them, they love it, don't they? Quicker into every tackle, a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger. Head everything, tackle everything, clear everything. Foul on Jordi Alba by Fastnacht. And we are 17 down in extra time now. Aspilicueta coming over. It's not recurring. Oh. Pedri. Little one into the front. Oh, nice ball away by Akanji. And they got some men forward now, the Swiss. Here is Mbabu down the right. And Mbabu, does he win a foul? He really wanted to win a foul. He does not. He's going to need to get up and get back into position. DJ Samuel, legend, thank you. £5 on the Super Chat. Waiting for your version of We Are the Champions. That's way too hard for me to sing. Freddie Mercury sings very, very high, doesn't he? But thank you very, very kindly, DJ Samuel as well, and Teakoff IV. Thank you guys for the bless yous. There we go. Plenty of them in there. Do you think I'm ever going to stop doing the "it's not recurring" gag, which has never really been funny, has it? But I just do it every time I sneeze now. Busquets. Little dink out to Olmo. Classy player, Busquets. That's stating the obvious, though, isn't it? Mbabu. Olmo gave it away, by the way. Oh, Mbabu, what's he doing? Get rid. Oh, don't lose it there. He's too strong for Pedri, though. Pedri, who's quality, isn't he? But he's small. And Mbabu still didn't get the ball away there. And in the end, it's a throw-in to the Spaniards. You thought Mbabu could have at least booted that into the other half and got some sense of rest. But the Spaniards still at it. Auzathoth down the right, knocks it inside. Aspilicueta to Busquets, to Laporte and Pau Torres. Here it goes inside. Torres again, Laporte, everybody forward for Spain, everybody back for Switzerland. Down the line it goes. Alba crosses in low, huge chance, Lorente. What a tackle by Rodriguez. I want to see that in super slow motion. Such a good block there by Rodriguez. It was cut back to Lorente from Alba. Look at that. Reads it, slides across. No arms anywhere near it for those people who are, what's he supposed to do with his arms? Gets in there with the feet, makes the block. Beautiful from Rodriguez. Yeah, when I say it's recurring, well, you'll hear me sneeze 20 times in a row as well. What a block. 10 to go. Excellent block. Quality from Rodriguez. And yeah, what a lot of people have forgotten and I haven't mentioned for a while, Rodriguez missed that penalty, didn't he, to put them 2 up against France. And he may have to take a penalty in the next 20 minutes, mightn't he? If it goes that far. 20:40 on the clock here. Switzerland 1, Spain 1. There's one in the left channel. It's a good ball. Alba cuts it back. Olmo, good hit. Difficult shot, but straight at Summer. Who's really going to fancy this, isn't he? Can someone ask me or answer me, was the France-Switzerland game in this stadium? Or do all the stadiums just look the same? Where is the France-Switzerland game? Because you just wonder if they can take penalties in the same stadium up the same end with the same players, whether you get a little advantage from that. Anyone look that up for me? Auzathoth just gets caught by Rodriguez. Referee Oliver gives advantage. Good decision. Alba, Pedri. Was it in a different stadium? Okay. My bad. No such advantage. Although the advantage of having had a shootout recently and won one. In the box now. Oh, Olmo Doesn't need it first time. Takes a touch. Just works it out to the right-hand side and puts it over the bar. 8 to go for the Swiss. And here comes Tiago for Pau Torres. So basically, are they going to play him at centre-half, or is someone going to cover in at centre-half? It could be that he's just going to be able to get tons of the ball and sit back in there. We'll see where Tiago goes. Liverpool player wearing number 10. Is Moreno down the right. Any goal now would be highly dramatic. Here's Alba arriving from the left. Alba crosses in, big header by El Vadi. Busquets, for once, a really bad pass by Sergio Busquets. Completely overhits that one. We'll give him a pass, being he's done 113 minutes now. But standards are high. Six minutes and 35 seconds to go for the Swiss to hold out to get to penalties, although they've got a rare attack and they've won. Oh, no, they haven't won anything. I was certain that Sal was going to have won a free kick, but did he, quote, go down easily? Tiago. Give and go. So who's playing centre-half then? Azpilicueta is playing centre. Looks like Tiago's playing right-back, to be honest. I guess the idea is he'll have so much space because they're not going to do any defending that he can just come across into midfield and be an extra man. He's completely free at the moment. Here is Tiago. Auzathoth, Busquets, Tiago. Pedri. Good stuff. Olmo, edge of the box. Olmo clips it in. Tiago, chest down. Little reverse pass to Llorente. Rodriguez holds him up. They're patient to a fault, Spain, aren't they? Here's Pedri. Plays that out wide to Alba. Crosses early. Llorente on the volley. Puts it back across goal. Falls. Moreno gets a touch knocked on. And Olmo hits the shot. Even in those situations, the Spaniards still trying the extra pass and not just lashing it at goal. Corner for Spain. 4 minutes 50 to go. And then we get penalties. Can the Swiss hold out? In comes the corner. On the near post, it's flicked on. It was Busquets and Sommer, as has become a familiar sight, easily gathers that one and makes the save. Good work. By the way, we'll delay the start of the next stream because there's literally going to be no time in between now and 7:45. Don't know if I can do that while this stream's going on. This could go awfully wrong, but I'm going to try on the other screen. Don't worry if it does go awfully wrong. I will make sure. Oh, actually, no, I can edit it without going in. Yes, be able to do that. So, yeah, we will delay that to 7:55. Goodness me. We're not going to get a lot of time in between these streams, are we? Switzerland have got a throw-in up the pitch on the right-hand side. And Babu is going to toss it in. Looking for Gavranovic. But the Spanish win the ball back. Swiss nearly getting back onto it then. Shah got there, but Pedri wins a throw-in. 7:59. Do you know you can only do it in 5-minute increments? Might just set it for 8 o'clock and we'll just start at kickoff, shall we? Sounds fun to me. Here's Tiago having a lovely old time at right back here. Now, bit of an overload here is Moreno into the box, hits the shot left-footed. No real power on it, not in the corner. Sommer makes the save. Don't cross the streams. Do not cross the streams, Robert. Never, ever cross the streams. What were our friends over at Betfair saying? Now, let's see how those odds have altered. To qualify, they're into 5-4 now. Switzerland, they're still not favourites, but they've come shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. You get 50-1, although it just came in if you saw there. Be gamble aware, please gamble responsibly. We're partnered with Betfair and Football 365 for this stream and the next one. Indeed, a double whammy today, and we thank Football 365 and Betfair for getting involved. Go and follow Football 365 at F365 on Twitter. Here's Tiago. He's going to ping that to the back post. Really lazy cross, I would have said, if he hadn't just come on 5 minutes ago. But the Swiss get it clear, and now we are literally into Hail Mary time for the Spanish. It's 28:23 on the clock. So now even a Spanish goal is unlikely. They have held out since minute 77 of normal time, 10 vs 11. I've got no problem with the red card decision, but then you have to hold out, and the Swiss have done a fine job. Right, Rodri is on for Pedri. That's got to be a penalty taker, hasn't it? Rodri on for Pedri for the Spanish with literally a minute of extra time remaining. So you can be pretty certain that Rodri will take a penalty if they need to, because there's a little counter on. Well played by Shah, and he's going to win a foul off Tiago, and that's going to be a chance. Is it free kick? Yeah. That should confirm penalties now. Well played, Fabian Shah. And it's going to happen, isn't it? We're getting penalties now. Goodness me. Akanji strolls back, knocks that into Sommer, who needs to kick this as far as he can. 29:38. They'll probably add a minute on. They've tended to do that on all of these extra time periods so far. I may as well just call them 16 minutes. It's out on the left wing with Alba, who opened the scoring seemingly hours ago. 3 seconds of the 30 minutes to go. Here is Tiago. We're going to get a minute of stoppage time. And they're still attacking. Alba crosses it in. They've blocked it and they've cleared it. And the ball is in the other half. 40 seconds of minimum stoppage time. And then we get the drama of a penalty shoot. And the Swiss have won the ball back. Gavranovic, I was giving it straight back to them. And surely Gavranovic is going to get booked for kicking the ball away. Instinct there. 20 seconds of normal time to go. I'm sorry. Minimum stoppage time to go. You knew what I meant. My bad. In comes the cross for the Spanish. Llorente on the back post. We've got literally seconds remaining. Can they get the header? No, it's over the bar. It's over. It's penalties. Surely the whistle is going to go before this is taken. And, here it comes again. The Swiss, who have won a penalty shootout already in this tournament, have taken the Spanish to penalties. Would you, Adam and Eve it? Brilliant stuff by Switzerland. And it is penalties. Switzerland 1, Spain 1 is going to be decided by a shootout. Bring it on. Let's just go and visit our friends at Betfair to qualify. Look, 4-7. The Swiss are now favourites. The Swiss favourites now to win on penalties, for goodness sake. That has come right in, hasn't it? Switzerland and Spain are going to do things on penalties. And remember, we said so many times on the last stream, and I believe this so strongly, this is such a bespoke skill, a penalty shootout, isn't it? It's all about concentration, calmness, and technique, isn't it? And in terms of that psychology passing into the concentration, there's just a sense, if you're Swiss now, where you think, right, we've already won one of these shootouts. Our keeper's been photographed all week running away like this, saving Mbappe's penalty. And we've just defended since minute 77 with 10 men. So in terms of that psychology, would that make the Swiss more confident? Remember on penalties, taking the first one is a big advantage. And as the English have rightly, and Gareth Southgate teams said, it's not the first miss that's the fatal one. It's normally the second one that's the fatal one, isn't it? So this is, it's not football. It's not the same things we're judging. We're judging energy, technique, concentration, bottle, brains, all of those things, and who's practiced and who has got the most or the least emotional stress on them now. Because you know as well as I do, we always see one player go up who looks like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he normally misses, doesn't he? So complete exercise in concentration, technique, emotional control, and calmness now. My heart's racing. You see, the players are going to have to get over this real quick, aren't they? And they've got to get that coolness and that calmness. And of course, they've already had one shootout, haven't they? Let's do this, guys. It is penalties between Switzerland and Spain. What we will do, we'll do as we did the other day, and we'll stick 5 lines up each side, and we'll stick the scores in as they go, okay? So hopefully it all makes sense on the screen. We're going to keep a big eye on it. I did not see who won the toss. Remember, a lot of times, I don't know the numbers, but he who takes the first penalty often, it's tiny margins, isn't it, in penalties, often has that advantage. And the mind games begin. Simon and Summer talking to each other, but neither of them are going to want the other one to win. Who is taking first? Referee Oliver is just having a word with the 2 goalkeepers. Remember, any save will be checked by VAR. 1 foot or part of the foot needs to be in contact with the goal line. So Oliver's now telling me that if you jump off the line and save one, the VAR is going to check it. And that's not even the referee's job. The VAR will get that one on the check. And we are go now on the penalties. And Spain have obviously won the toss and are going to take first. And it's going to be Sergio Busquets. And let the absolute drama begin. It's going to be Busquets, a sensational player for Barcelona. And who's the most relaxed? Who's got the most sound technique? Busquets is going to be quite a long run from the edge of the box. Here he comes. Right-footed. Busquets hits the post. Oh, hello. Oh, it's a really bad start for the Spanish. Busquets looked very calm. He had all of that bit right, but his technique lets him down. He's hit the post. Remember what I just said. The first miss is not always the vital one. So Spain need to score their next penalties, but the pressure now goes on the Spanish. I think it is Gavranovic, number 19, who is stepping up, who can give Switzerland a lead here. It's going to be another right footer, slightly shorter run up. Here comes Gavranovic, scores 1-0 to the Swiss, and the Spanish have a miss on the board. Advantage Switzerland in a big way. Switzerland now know if they were to score 4 penalties in a row now after this, they win the shootout. It's kind of in their hands, isn't it, in terms of hitting the back of the net. Guys, keep your comments coming. I'll just focus in on the kicks and making sure we get the right takers. Olmo for Spain. Here he comes, right-footed. Lovely penalty into the top corner. That was a big pressure kick for Olmo. Brilliant stuff by him. It's a great penalty. Look at that, right up in the top corner. And the Spanish have a penalty on the board. It's 1-1, but remember, the Swiss have a penalty in hand. And it's going to be Fabian Scar who's going to take the second penalty for the Swiss. It's 1-1. As I keep saying, the first miss is not often the fatal one. Scar, it's going to be another right footer. It's a fairly narrow run up. Scar, here he comes. Another right footer. Saved! Oh, and to his right-hand side, Simon makes the save. He didn't go for power, Scar, and advantage gone. I'll say it again. The first miss is not always fatal, and it won't be for Sergio Busquets now. Switzerland 1, Spain 1 on penalty kicks. We have a miss apiece now. Busquets and Scar missing. Here comes the next Spanish taker. Oh, and it's saved again. Rodri has missed. He was brought on specifically, I think, to take a penalty for Spain. We said that right at the end of extra time. And let me repeat, the first miss is not always fatal. The second one might be. Spain miss their third penalty. The score remains 1-1. But Switzerland, of course, have a penalty in hand. Rodri has missed. And here comes Akanji, who was sensational during the game. Can he score his penalty? The Swiss would go 2-1 up with 2 kicks remaining for each team were Akanji to score. Oh, goodness me. It's Akanji versus Simon. He saved the last penalty. Akanji looks very serious. Looks like he's going to smash it. Here he comes. Akanji saved again. Oh, another miss. And it's goalkeepers on top now. Oh, my goodness me. We've now had more misses than goals. 1 goal each and 2 misses. The anxiety now is ramping up and the goalkeepers are on top. It's 1-1 after 3 penalties each. Only Gavranovic and Olmo have scored. Here comes Gerard Moreno, who did miss decent chances in that first period of extra time. Moreno, left-footed. Here he comes, scores! And Spain have the lead. It is now 2-1 to the Spanish. They haven't led in the shootout, have they? They missed their first penalty, Spain. They now lead 2-1, and we now get into very dicey times for the Swiss. It's Vargas. If Vargas were to miss, then the next Spanish taker could send the Spanish through. It's 2-1 to Spain on penalties. Vargas is going to take it. It's going to be another right footer. Simon has saved the last 2 penalties. He's gone to his right both times. Here comes Vargas. He's missed. Oh, no. Oh, no. Switzerland have been amazing, but they've missed 3 penalties in a row, and the odds are they are now going home. Spain have a 3-shot at goal from 12 yards, and if they score, they go through to the semi-finals. It's going to be Auzathoth. This penalty could send Spain through. The score is 2-1. But of course, Switzerland only have 1 kick remaining. So if Auzathoth can score, Spain go through to the semi-finals. We've had 5 misses now out of the 8 penalties. And if Auzathoth can score, the Spanish go through to the semi-final to face either Belgium or Italy. It's going to be a left footer. Auzathoth. Can he send the Spanish through? Here he comes. Left-footed. Scores! And Spain go through to the semi-finals. Switzerland, you have been amazing. But it's all over for the Swiss, having knocked out the French on a penalty shootout. The Swiss go down and they missed 3 penalties in a row. We were saying, was the previous shootout going to be good luck to them? No, it didn't turn out that way. Switzerland have been absolutely brilliant. Let me take you through it. They have lost 3-1 on penalties. Busquets missed. Gavranovic scored. Olmo scored. Shah missed. Rodri missed. Akanji missed. Moreno scored. Vargas missed. A 3rd miss in a row for the Swiss. And Auzathoth steps up and sticks home his penalty. The 2 left footers doing the damage in the end, Moreno and Auzathoth. And the Spanish go through to the semi-finals. Wow. Switzerland, take a bow. You've been fantastic, but they are out. Looks like there's tears from some of the guys who've missed penalties, but you win together, you lose together, and they've been fantastic, the Swiss. But the Spanish go through, and that is what's going to be happening. They are going to play either the Belgians or the Italians. Vargas looks incredibly upset, but like I said, you win together, you lose together. It's been a fine performance by the Swiss in the tournament, climaxing with a brilliant win over the French on penalties. But it's going to be the Spanish who go through. It was 1-1 after extra time, 3-1 on penalties. Guys, I've got about 15 minutes before the next stream starts, so I am going to disappear, and I'm going to see you as soon as I possibly can. Apologies if we are running slightly late for the next stream. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you, Betfair and Football 365, for supporting our stream today, and I will see you very soon for Belgium versus Italy. Thank you for all your comments coming in. I'm going to go and get some food, and then we will be back very shortly. Congratulations to Spain. Commiserations to the Swiss. Spain are our first semi-finalists. Thank you for watching. See you very soon. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.